What do you mean an error occurred? Come on in. Anything? Weird. How utterly peculiar. Is that working now? I have no idea. Alright, let me see if that's actually coming up on the other devices. Yeah, fine. Get off the network. Blockage you. Go away. Test 1, 2, 1, 2. Hey. Coming up. Let's go live. Come on. Test 1, 2, 1, 2. Hey. Coming up. There we go. Now it's actually working. Nice. Alrighty. Figured I'd mix it up a little bit today and go for some keyboards and synths and similar type stuff. Because amps and all the rest of that, they're fun, but, you know, things like this also pay the bills quite well because there are very, very few people in Sydney who actually do this kind of work anymore. I think for Yamaha, there's only like 3 of us for all of Sydney. Like, that's it. It's like 3 people who do them. This one has been brought in because apparently some of the keys are getting like sticky or stuck, but let's see. Okay, straight away I can already see that all the way down here, you won't see it because the camera doesn't reach down here. The lowest sharp key is actually above where it should be, so I can't actually depress it. I'm getting a lot. Ooh, yep, that's jammed right there. So we've got the D key that's stuck. The D. Towards the middle feels kind of squishy. Like, not ideal. Yamaha key action is basically sort of like second to none in this price point and kind of what they do. There you go. So like that one there, that's hard as a rock. And you can see it's actually slightly above the next key. Dead as well. Okay, seriously. So something's happened with this key action. It's not happy. Which means I've got to open it up. That coffee. Of course, you know, from Vault-Tec mug because the Fallout show, watched all that. Yeah, big Fallout fan. I'm still kind of torn on the series though. It was alright, but I don't know. I'm kind of annoyed at how they changed the ghouls. Like, seriously, the ghouls, it's not how they go, man. That's not how they go. I want to make sure that this pop-out chat is still fine. Let's see, I want live chat. Because things went a bit funky with OBS before. Come on, go. Is it the same? Let's try that again. Z, that there. Doot, Control C, that there. Control. Yeah, it was still the same. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Discard changes. Alright. So, there are a lot of screws in this mofo. So I need to drill. No way in hell I'm doing this by hand. Removing them is easy. Removing. Putting them back in, though, they go in by hand. Why? Because they're just going straight into plastic. Yeah. Been waiting to do another playthrough of New Vegas. Unfortunately, my crappy Xbox is on live support and glitches every time I go downtown on Fallout 4. Yeah, but Fallout 4 is Fallout 4. I have glitches all the time. New Vegas, though, that's the game. I have logged up way too many playthroughs of that. I have beaten the game at least once with all of the major faction endings. So I did the Brotherhood, did the Libertarian one, minus of course the, you know, the wanting to lower the age of consent thing. Did the Legion, did the NCR, did Mr. House. So did all of them, and also done all the DLC, because that's how you do DLC. That actually expanded upon the world, expanded on the game. It was just, seriously, Fallout New Vegas is like top 3 for me, maybe even top 2. Alright, there we go. That's coffee done. Let's get a cup out of the way. Let's start pulling this damn thing apart. We are alley-oop. Hefty, hefty, hefty boy. There we go. And people wonder why it's so expensive to repair digital pianos and the likes. Look at all these screws. They've all got to come out. So they've all got to come out, and then the whole unit has to be pulled apart, and that's before I even had a chance to touch anything. Nightmarish bloody things. Need my elongated bit, because that bit is too short to get where it needs to. There we go. Sometimes size does matter. Sometimes. Yeah, waiting on some parts to arrive as well for some other repairs that are being worked on, keyboards and similar type things. So now, a must-have when it comes to working on these or anything similar is this here. This is actually a magnet on the end of a telescoping stick. So when it comes time to remove screws from down in there, I can, or if I drop them, you just pick them up easier. Also, of course, magnetic bowl. You can get them from a lot of like mechanical places that deal with stuff with cars, because they're really good for that. You can stick them onto toolboxes and stuff. And because my shelves here are made out of metal, I can actually just attach them there, and when I need one, grab one down. So this one is... It's been booked in as a warranty job. However, I need to see whether it is something that's claimable under warranty or whether it's something that is a result of physical damage. In Australia, at least, a warranty is a great thing. They cover you against, you know, the reasonable expectation to the quality of your goods. So, say for example, right, you go out there and you buy a really, really nice device, you know, something you spend a fair chunk of money on, okay? And the company gives it a 2-year warranty. So, for example, you get to like 2.5 years, and then suddenly it dies. Well, you've got a claim, you got a case there for, you know, a warranty on it, because it's got a statutory warranty. You know, you buy something expensive, you don't expect it to just last past warranty. You want it to last longer. Sometimes you've got to fight that, though. But on the flip side, say, for example, you buy something really cheap, like absolutely, like it is the cheapest product on the market. And you buy it and it lasts, yeah, it's got a 12-month warranty and it lasts, say, 18 months. Well, you're going to have a bit of a harder time saying that that's, you know, reasonable quality of goods, because it is the, you know, it is a super budget product that was fit for purpose for however long it was around. So, say for example, something like this Yamaha, this is a P125, it's a 5-year warranty on them. Once they get to that sort of end of 5-year period, then what you get is you get sort of like your cheaper ones like the P45 and similar. If they break at like the 5.5-year mark or something like that, it's a bit harder to claim it on there. P125, yeah, you drop 10 grand on a Clavinova, yeah, you want that thing to last, and they generally do. The Yamaha stuff is brilliant. Yamaha are the Toyota of musical instruments. And Brad and I actually got a chance to see what that was all about at their, you know, the Innovation Road thing. So started going through and culling the clips and doing all that kind of stuff to get it all rolling. Wow. That'd be good fun. Another thing as well is I've got the the drill set to lower speed, so I don't want it to go like absolutely crazy on high speed and tear out anything. There we go. No, that's not what I want. There we go. Damn thing. Come on. Oh, what is going on? That's for timer alarms, don't want. Let's get rid of that. There we go. Try it again. All those screws are the same size on that. Yes. Poly 800s. Yeah. Poly 800s are another one that's kind of like a bit of a headache. Whenever I go through and do repairs on them or kind of similar, I go through and I make sure I separate the screws into their little things. Ended up, screwing into the PCB. Ouch. They are fragile at the best of times. Not ideal. The Poly 802 is kind of cool though, you know, 8-voice paraphonic synth. Of course, with the you know, the sysx ability and all the rest of that, so you can do more than just MIDI, you know, note on and off with them. If they were able to actually, like, you know, do a mod where it's like you get the chorus of the 800 with the functionality of the 802, that'd be sick. I think someone's done like an add-on board or something to give them more functionality, kind of like the Tubutex and the Kiwis and all that. So. The thing I like about Yamaha is their service documentation gives you all the parts, where they go, all the screws, all that kind of stuff. Screws, lengths can get you. That got me on a console strip right through a ribbon cable. Oof. Yeah, ribbon cables, that's gonna be a bit of a headache. It's even worse when you're like trying to fix your own laptop. I did that with my old MacBook. Had it for years, had to replace the battery before we went to Japan for the first time. I did so, and I got the screws, and they kind of all ended up in the right kind of places, but I think one of them was a bit too long because it still protrudes from the underside of it. I use it at home for old software or stuff that I need to run because it's an Intel Mac. But it's always good if it's a device you've never worked on before to have like your little mats and stuff for screws and bits and pieces to go various things. What was it there? Like a lot of like electronics and hobbyist type guys, especially like computer guys, you can get the silicon magnetic mats. They got little like sections around them, so you can put all the screws in different sections, which I think is kind of cool. I've contemplated getting one, but I've got my magnetic bowls here. I got a couple of them. I can just do it that way. Yeah, if I was working on something that had like 10 different kinds of screws and such, fair enough. Most of the stuff I work on has like 3 or 4 tops. I don't think there's a huge number of different kinds of screws in most amps and that. Bloody good. That one there, that one there. And we keep on going. 2 years doing IBM ThinkPad service. Oof. That'd be a hell of a job. And that's exactly it. When you do it enough times, you kind of know where everything goes. It's like I've done so many Yamaha keyboards that I know instinctively, you know, which screws go where based on the use case. So, for example, on like the PSR-E series keyboards, they've got a certain screw length that goes to hold the key combs in place. Then you've also got on top of that the screws that go in through the back to hold the key frame in place, and there's usually 2 of them that are longer in the center. And then you've got the ones that hold the case in place and all that. Yamaha are a little bit more switched on than some others when it comes to kind of how they go about their envelope design, thankfully. Come here, though. Now, I wonder if this keyboard is going to be like some of the others out there that I've worked on, where customers said, "Oh, it's it's probably something under warranty. We were just using it, and it started doing that." And you open it up, and you can see obviously someone's been inside. It's kind of like one of the most common things to see with these bloody things. It's like I had a P125 I did repairs on the other week, and the customer was complaining that, you know, "Oh, it shouldn't be doing that, I've only had it for this little time," and then I found that the DC jack had been smashed, like someone's knocked it right in place. The DC jacks on these are mounted to the case to provide them more rigidity, so something's impacted that so hard it's actually taken the standoff from the body molding as well, so it's hit it that hard. I'm like, no, that's not covered under warranty. She's like, "Oh, but it should be covered under warranty because, you know, it should be strong enough to handle that." It's like, no, nothing. That's not a normal use case scenario. You don't normally see a piano and knock those things and go, "Yeah, no, I should be able to handle that." It's not how it goes. So she was rather annoyed that I told her Yamaha wouldn't cover it under warranty and she had to pay me, and just always fun, those ones. Alright, come on. Did I get them all? Oh, cool. Alright, come on, you. There we go. There's the brains of the operations in there. There we come. That can go there. Oh. Go away, sticky foam, don't care. Speaking of ribbon cables, these bloody annoying things. Come on. I said come on. What do you think? Come on. Bloody bastard. There it is. Cool. There we go. Alright, bottom cover off. Just hang that to the side. Tried to fix a Braun coffee maker last week. All posi drive except one deeply recessed star head. Opening was too narrow for any screwdriver. That's frustrating. I hate it when companies use like 5 different kinds of screwdrivers when one could kind of work. It's just, frustrating beyond anything. Alright, so the keybed on these, once it's there, will just come out. Oh wait, no, do it. Will come out once I remove a few more screws. That's one of the things that makes the difference between a cheap digital piano and a good digital piano. Cheap digital piano won't have any of this kind of bracketry to keep it as sort of like solid as it possibly can. There we go. There we go. Another different size of screws there. So these ones are the same diameter, same head type, different length. So these ones mount all the bottom casing and that together, and these ones are for doing the little brackets there that hold it in place. Oh, thank you. Thank you for the like. If you haven't already, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and this will be the first one that you'll see that actually has ads in it, so don't hate me too much, but I need all the money I can get right now, so I've now reached monetization. Okay, come on you. Yes, are those keys like jammed in there? Oh wait, the brain worky. I'm having a real morning this morning. I've done so many of these, you'd think I'd remember. I've got performance anxiety, it would appear. Okay. Once again, this is where this little stick really comes in handy. All those annoying little screws. You liked it before it was cool, Lyle. Ah, Mark, did something to your back, huh? What'd you do? Were you lifting something too big, or did you have to get surgery? I'm not up to date on a lot of the community things because I don't get much of a chance to actually sit down and watch others' streams and that. I get to check out a couple of Brad's, but Lyle's ones come on too early for me on Sunday or Saturday or whenever it is. Because usually around that time I'm doing other things at home or I'm still asleep on like the one day a week I can stay in bed past like, 5:30. Not that my dog would allow me anyway. She's like 14 and gets very, very angry if I don't get up in the morning and give her her greenie treat, even though she's only got half of her teeth left. Miniature pinchers, man, they can be demanding. Surgery. Ouch. Surgery is an unpleasant experience. I've only had to do it once. I would not wish it on anyone, but hopefully things end up working properly for you. Oh, come on, you bastard. Let go. I said let go. Stupid foam tape. Come on. There we go. Hefty boy. Big chunky one. The annoying thing about these key mechanisms is if you stick your hands in the wrong spot, you end up with a bunch of Molykote grease all over your fingers. That stuff takes forever to get off. It's good stuff, but it's annoying. Alright. Alright, so we've got ourselves a key mechanism that is completely kaput. What? Seriously, what is going on here? What have they done to this thing? Alright, let's get some of these key combs off. Don't worry about me. Trust me, I know. Your audience is mostly over there. So is mine. I got to start getting up earlier to be able to do these things. But no, it's also just because, like, on Sundays, the shop opens at 11. I don't have to worry about, like, delivery drivers coming in to pick up stock. So if I don't have to worry about that, then I'm not in the shop at, like, you know, 7:30 as I normally am. Unlike Brad, I'm not up at, like, you know, 5 in the morning every day. Okay. Those one's there, those one's there, those one's there. Half the reason why I'm currently in the process of learning Japanese is so that I can, like, hopefully learn enough to be able to speak it and start doing stuff like this and try and, you know, pick up the weird gaijin market for Japanese viewers because they're right above us. There's a lot of money to them too. Okay, hey, hello. Okay, right, so I'm going to put some gloves on because I don't like touching this shit. Nitrile gloves for the win. He caught the worm. Yes, he did. Okay. Alright, so the reason why these keys ain't doing anything is because that's the hammer action there, right? So these are set at the factory so that that's your weight on that side there. The key pushes against that point and you've got your fulcrum point here in the center, so that latches on to the inside of the case. So basically the key goes like that, you push it like that, and then it goes up, and that's what gives you your weighted mechanism. Looks like some of these have come free of their mechanism, so they're actually not clipped in. So this might be a relatively simple one, but I'm wondering how the hell did they manage to pop all of these ones out? Like, that's some intense like impacts there. Cool. So suddenly we've now got keys that are working again. So look at that, the leather, the black gloved hand. There we go, Dr. Proctor. Yeah, so those keys are now actually working, so that might be relatively simple. However, I don't think Yamaha is going to cover this one. Ultimately, it comes down to me on this as to whether or not it is something that's coverable under warranty. But I've never seen I've never seen a Yamaha do this before. I've never seen that happen. They are clipped in. It would be a physical impact, so it's probably going to be a case of, unfortunately, they will have to foot the bill on this one. They're a community organisation. I try and be a little bit more, you know, lenient with those kinds of groups. But you know, 5 years, it's gotten to this point. It has been, you know, it's copped that kind of impact. And if Yamaha don't pay my bills, then nobody will. know, this is one of those things where it's not like I can go, well, theoretically it could have been as a result of, you know, just general use or something like that. This is, it's hit the front side, and basically those keys just got dunk like that. So if it's been dropped and it's hit there, like this side here, those would have jumped out of their little, their clippy brackets. So, sorry guys, but you're gonna be paying me for this one. However, once it's all back in, we should be all hunky-dory. I'm not seeing excess, like, contamination or something. One of the big problems with the P125 series, and similar that use the Great Hammer series keybeds, is the PCBs along here are prone to corrosion. They're very, very sensitive to moisture. So if you have something like this in a house or similar that has like very high humidity, especially around Sydney, where you get a lot of like 100-year-old buildings like what I live in, where the airflow isn't great and humidity is constant and like mold growth is almost a given, it will kill those PCBs. They just get a little bit of corrosion under the traces and suddenly your keys stop doing what they need to do. Can you pull them from the rear without pulling the keys? Probably not, but I want to check for physical damage anyway. Because the problem is some of them have banged out so much that they're not like sitting kind of where they need to be. And if I go through and I like replace some of them without sort of just making sure there's no other damage to the PCBs or something like that, and then go to test it and close it up, it'll bite me in the butt. Ask me how I know that one before. Because if something's hit the keyboard hard enough to be able to knock those weights out, I'd be, you know, I'm just concerned that there might be damage to the subframe or to the PCBs. Because like I said, all of these that I've repaired, and I've never once seen this problem before. It's a new one. Here we go. So for example, here's one down this end that what's happened is that the mechanism is actually twisted inside, so it wasn't like sitting to be able to go straight in there. I wasn't saying you were correcting me or anything like that. I was just giving my explanation as to why I didn't. Don't worry, I don't take offense when people of your ilk or anything else like that, you know, have an input. To me, that's just, you know, you never know. There might be something that, you know, I haven't thought of or something else like that, a different perspective that I'm always sort of keen. I know I'm always good to sort of learn on. I am far from the most amazing tech out there. I'm very varied. I know a bunch of things, and I can talk underwater with a mouthful of marbles when it comes to the history and various knowledge of things. But I am by no means near as accomplished as many of the others out there. Hell, I've never even got a chance to finish my electronic engineering degree. Need another glove. Wah. What does annoy me though is when I get bloody yeah. See, I can't even understand when I'm talking to people, the whole tism thing. So, you know, there are times where I'll misread things anyway or something, so I have to ask for clarification, which is kind of like my new thing. You know, the thing that does annoy me though is when I get people who jump onto like posts or videos or something that I've made and then like have some kind of like just absolute asinine thing they've got to say. It's like, that's not the case. That's not true. That's not it. Like today in one of the groups, there was a someone was asking about some pots for an old PV solid state amp. And the common consensus is, oh, yeah, got a bit of dirt there. Check for DC on the pot. Make sure there's nothing there. And while you're doing that as well, give them a spray out with like you know, Deoxit D5 or similar to that. Like every third comment was, don't use D5. You shouldn't use it. It's bad for pots. And all this like easily dispelled bullshit they're on about. And there was one guy who was like, don't use D5, use WD-40, despite what everyone would say. It's like those people out there that like the classic meme of, you know, don't listen to what the government says, asbestos is good for you type morons. Yeah, and I'm just like, these people exist and they're out there working on people's equipment. They don't actually understand what these things are. This is one of the... this is why kind of one of the things I hate about working on these keyboards. See, I got grease on the shirt now. You bastard. Yeah. So that shirt's going to have to be washed tonight. Ugh. But yeah, it's like when you get people like that want to sort of have an input, but it's like it's provably false or not right or something like that. Those are the annoying ones, or where you get people who don't listen, or who, even if they do have a good idea, they're just like, I don't know, they're just real weird about it. Okie dokie, let's return with a V these things. Hey, there we go. Still feels a bit squishy, but I think this might be the action just getting on in age. Yo, mama! That's why I have about 24 black t-shirts for work. Well, that's what I love about these, because these are Red Cap SP24s. So Red Cap SP24s are known as like a mechanics work shirt, because they're designed to handle greases and oils and crap. This shirt here is 5 years old, and you would really be hard-pressed to tell. They're like one of the few things I get from Amazon, because I can't get them locally, so I have to get them on Amazon. I get, you know, I've got about 10 of them. Got my logo, got my name on there. The name on that side, the reason why it's in that font and that color and that is because of a video years and years ago when I was kind of like learning about how to fix things on Stu Mack's website, and Dan Earlywine had a shirt like this with his name in a similar font with the name on there, and I was like, huh, I dig that. So when I was coming up with the branding for the company, I went with that, because I went with sort of like a, you know, a hot rod type theme when I was designing everything, kind of like cross between, you know, hot rod and rock and roll culture with like 50s retro futurism. And yeah, I got these shirts because I had a couple of them previously anyway. They were like Lucky 13 and similar, because they were cool. And then I saw the label, oh, Red Cap SP24, and saw that shirt. I'm like, oh, read into them. Oh, they're mechanic shirts. Sick. There we go. Grabbed a couple of them. Oh. I get the dumbest comments on your videos. Yes, you probably would. I've been spared that because my subscriber base is relatively small. I get a couple of stupid comments, but then I just argue with them, just because that's kind of what I do. I'm an inflammatory type person, and stupid people I like to have fun with them. But yeah, no, I've seen some of the comments on like yours and Brad's vids, and I'm like, you poor bastards. Auditioning for Smash Mouth. Nah. Something like this, I mean, you know, I'm out there doing my favorite, you know, doing my best, you know, Stray Cats covers band. You know, the Brighton Rumble Cats. There's a rumble in Brighton tonight. Ringside seats for the neighborhood fire. Ain't a goddamn thing that the cops can do. There's a rumble in Brighton tonight. Man, Brian Setzer is a hell of a player. Seriously, so good. Alright. Handful of screws. Excellent. Now we do the fun part, which is putting it all in by hand. Because the amount of these and other similar sort of keyboards and synths and that I see come in that have had the keys, like their screws just completely loose in there, because it's just plastic. So you go them in there, you give it a half turn backwards, see if you can find the exact threading. This one, nah. So we just go in manually. Yeah, Setzer is absolutely wild. Not only obviously in the Stray Cats, but like the Brian Setzer Orchestra. I still remember that whole late 90s Nouveau swing thing that came along where you had like the Brian Setzer Orchestra and the Cherry Poppin' Daddies and a bunch of others, where for like 2 years between 1997 and 1999, you had all of these bands doing like this nouveau swing type thing. I loved it. I thought it was great. But of course, then for the next 15 years, everyone was poking fun at that and ska, and now it's all kind of coming back into vogue. It's like, oh, it was actually pretty good. Yeah, man. Cherry Poppin' Daddies was solid. Name of the band is very cringe, but yeah, they were cool. I liked them. I like what they did. I like the ska stuff as well, because I like ska. I'm not afraid to say that. Sorry, with SRV, man. Yeah, they probably would sound very much like... I mean, were they like trading guitars and they still had the same like backline attached to the guitars, or were they like trading guitars but plugged into their own backline? Because I know Setzer obviously uses the RE201 and the 6G, 6B bassman primarily live. But yeah, Madness are actually I think they're doing their first tour of the US in like years apparently. If I remember correctly, was it Madness or someone else? Can't remember. Yeah. But there are a lot of guitarists where you can basically pick up any bit of equipment and it's still kind of there playing, just because of little things they'll do, whereabouts they'll pick along the string, the attack with which they do so to eke sort of like the tones out of the equipment. Even like the switching type stuff, you know, a lot of some players will focus on sort of playing solos with a neck pickup and move their pick into position for that kind of thing to get different harmonics and different things out, and yeah. Huh. Stevie Ray Vaughan into the Gretsch, into bloody Setzer's rig. Man, that's wild. And that's and what's kind of funny about it is a lot of people think of like, you know, Stevie Ray Vaughan and his, you know, his equipment and what he did and all that kind of stuff. And then like Setzer, but it's like Setzer was everything was straightforward with his equipment. He didn't do much modifications or anything to it. It was just, here are the amps, here's the tape delay, into things, here's the guitar. Modified the shit out of the guitar and with controls and that and the pickups, but the rest of it not so much. Meanwhile, Stevie Ray Vaughan was just modifying everything, tweaking things, you know, the amp mods by Cesar Diaz and whatnot. And just, yeah. None of that stuff was kind of stock by the end. Yeah, the guitars and that. That's just what was done back then. You tweak stuff because it wasn't available off shelf. Listen to much madness. Yeah, there was who was it was out here the other month? Oh God, I've drawn a blank. Oh, the British, oh my God, seriously, now I've drawn a blank. Oh, the one with the big bald dude, and he's also the logo of the band. Why am I drawing a blank on that? Oh my God, seriously, who was that? But yeah, they were out here the other month, I should say. I like a lot of like the ska punk of that from the 90s and 2000s. Of course, Real Big Fish and others. That's me. That's the era I was from. It was wild. It was rad. Had some mates that played in ska bands in the late 90s, early 2000s. Bands like the Kirby's and Bagster and that. It was sick. We had the Aussie band Area 7. They had a song called Nobody Likes a Bogan, and another song called Leave Me Alone. They were brilliant. Alright, let's see. Yep. Yeah, it's feeling like a keyboard to me. Sick. Tony Hawk Pro Skater. Yes. Very much so. I was poor, so I didn't have any of that stuff. But my next door neighbor, who was who was my best mate at the time, his family were relatively well off, and so he had the PlayStation, all that kind of stuff. And played Tony Hawk Pro Skater. We got into skating, did all that kind of stuff. I saved up all my pennies and got myself a sick World Industries board and that. That was good times. Nowadays, if I look at a skateboard, I'm like, man, my knees hurt just looking at it. I was never a good skater. I was okay with, like, you know, inline, but put me on a board, I could go down a hill really, really fast, but I couldn't, like, do a sick kick flip or anything. Alright. Okie dokie. Make sure there's nothing else funky going on in here. No brakes, nothing there. No, we're good. We're good. Alley-oop. Oh, wait. Come on. Nice and get in. Go. All right. You guys make me feel old. That Space Invaders an old Atari. Hey, I had an Atari 2600 as well because they were sold all the way up until like 1991. You know, my grandfather bought me a Atari 2600 when I was like 3 because they were like, you know, next to nothing back then. I got to play on that. That was good fun. Enjoyed that stuff. Oh my god, you idiot! Seriously, brain work. It would help if I actually had the cables out where they needed to be. I was always like one generation behind everyone. So, you know, when everyone else was playing Super Nintendo, I had a hand-me-down Nintendo. And then eventually when I got into the workforce and all the rest, I was like, no, I'm going to do this, because I used to, you know, be a pretty sort of crazy gamer kid when I was younger. So, you know, I had the 360 and I had the PS3 at the same time. So, you know, I was like, oh, big spender back when the Aussie dollar was so damn weak. Alright, screws there for mounting keyboard. Do the first few levels of Adventure with my eyes closed. Oh, impressive. When everyone else at school had like a Pentium or something like that, I was rocking an IBM XT because it was given to us by a family friend. And that's how I did stuff for school. So I learned that, and I did everything on like a Commodore 64 as well. I was so far behind on all that, but I could do all the retro type stuff. It was good fun. Alrighty, where's the thingies? There we go. Oh, line up. I remember playing, you know, one of the games that we had, which was Wheel of Fortune, and had CGA graphics. CGA, ancient. Wanting to get an Atari ST for retro music software. Yeah, man. Seriously, like, the Atari ST was how so much of that stuff was done. The old tracker software, of course. So you had, like, the tracker software, but you had, like, the MIDI implementation as well. Ergo, you had groups like Atari Teenage Riot coming up with their entire band name based on that. If you haven't listened to Atari Teenage Riot, I'd highly recommend it if you want some super, super angry music. Kind of music just pumps you up. Commodore PET. Oh, fancy school then. And when I was at school, we had, we were one of the first schools when I was in primary school to get a bunch of shiny, like a computer for every, like, classroom. And it was a shiny Pentium MMX. And because I was such a nerd, I was the only one who actually kind of knew how to operate it, so the teacher had me like set it up and do all that kind of stuff. I didn't have a computer of my own, but I knew how to operate computers and do all that. So, yeah, the kids would come in and I'd set it up for them and show them how it was all done and that. Oh. It was Mr. Lee in computer class, because we had like a computer lab there, and the computers there were like ancient. Some of them like in like 96 still had like a 5 1/4 floppies. while everyone, when I was in high school and I came back to Australia, you know, we had to do all of our assignments on a computer, had to be like formatted and all that kind of stuff. And, you know, I was poor, didn't have any money in that. So I was doing my assignments for like year 10 in high school on an electric typewriter. We found a typewriter down at the Hock shop, bought it for like $50. You know, had a word processor built into it. So I was doing stuff on like a 3-line LCD, typing up an assignment on that, writing it, and then, all right, cool, print. that was me year 10 until I won a computer in a competition that I didn't enter. An auntie of mine entered a competition in a newspaper or something, wrote up some, you know, something about me and that, and I won a laptop, which got me through like the first, yeah, got me through high school. Oh. I think it was 7th grade that my school got an Apple II. Had to take turns and work in pairs. Nice. We had to use when I went to intermediate school in New Zealand, the computer lab there still had a bunch of 2GSs. So we were doing that, and then the brand new library that got built when I was in high school in New Zealand, that one ended up loaded up with a bunch of brand new fancy iMacs with the crazy colors and stuff. Oh, and they had like Turok on there, so yeah, we'd go in at lunchtime and go play Turok on it. Yes. Brain work. There we go. That goes there, and like so, and then that one goes there. Cool. Yeah, the old word processors, they weren't cheap. By the time I got them, though, they were cheap as hell because they were all being like binned because nobody needed them. You could back then pick up like a computer for, you know, like $1,500 or whatever it was back then. And so this stuff from, you know, the late 80s, early 90s is ancient. And so that's what I was doing at high school in 2001. And people wonder why I'm such a radical leftist and believe in, you know, equity programs for people. Imagine what I could have done in life if I had the resources given to me. You know? PET has a cassette backup. Yep. Good old tape. Most Aussies and Brits know all about tape because that's kind of how all of our software came, because discs are expensive. Like the Commodore 1571 disk drive, and that was way expensive here in Australia, like stupendously. So everyone just had cassettes. Cassettes were cheaper and easier to get a hold of here. So that's what they all came with. I was lucky though. When I got my Commodore, when it was like, you know, after the company went bankrupt, I had the 1571 disk drive. So I had plenty of copied floppies. Play all kinds of games on it. Oh. Cool, we all good there, we all good. What are we getting? Nice. Alright. Stay. Oh, dear Lord, now comes the worst part out of all of it. Time to get screwed. Alrighty. Stay. So, did anyone get any interesting photos of the international aurora that happened? I was so incredibly bummed because here in Sydney, it's rained for the last couple of days, so couldn't see shit. Could not see a damn thing. So I missed out on the aurora, where it's like all my other mates I know who do photography and that were out in wherever places they could, just getting super cool photos. I'm like, you bastards. 1 megabyte for a 386. Big time. Well, with a lot of the areas that had like the urban areas, like where we are, you've got to, you basically pull the camera out and you point it up and you do like a 20-second exposure and you'll see it. It's not like going to Finland or something like that where it is absolutely crazy bright and like to the naked eye. With that, you had to pull out the camera and take the shots and that. It's like there are photos from like Adelaide and Tasmania and stuff where it's like here, you know, just seeing this big, crazy, like colorful display in the sky. I'm like, damn, that's cool. It's like one of the reasons why I want to go to Finland. That and just to see some really sick bands, because Finland has some of the most like insane music. There's an industrial metal band that I love called Termi and Katelot, and it's like if a Rammstein tribute band got into a really, really angry fight with a washing machine. Absolutely crazy. Oh, itchy. I've seen green here years ago. Nice. Yeah, because if you guys head all the way up north, like up the northern part of Kazakhstan and like out towards Alaska and that, you got all the access to it. I can't do most metal. It's just silly. See, I love metal. I love all the kind of stupid metal. I love it. It's great. I just listen to most. I just listen to most stuff. I like music. I don't care what it is. Like, you know, one day I'll put on a playlist that's like, like Woody Guthrie and like Chris Christopherson and Johnny Cash and a bunch of other stuff there. And then the next day I'll put on like a playlist of 1920s and 1930s Delta blues. Move on the day after that to some weird sort of like Japanese indie rock type stuff with like elements of math rock in there. And then move on the next day to like groups like Savlonic and similar that do kind of like almost meme EDM, but it's actually really quite solid. And it's just whatever. I don't care. Music is music. The only stuff I don't really like is commercial top 40 stuff. I can't stand Taylor Swift or K-pop or anything like that. It's just, to me, it's like the equivalent of the American highly processed food aisle. It's that. It's like they've refined everything down to such a formulaic thing to make it addictive, and it's just, to me, there's nothing to it. I hear it, and there's no connection. There's nothing that makes me go, wow. Like, even, like, some old school pop and that from the 80s and 90s, sure, you know, love me some Prince, Michael Jackson, Madonna was always solid, you know, all of those kinds of acts. There was at least something kind of behind what was there. Modern stuff, nothing. Absolutely nothing resonating. Tool is these guys. See, Tool to me is like the exception to the whole metal thing where it's like, I can't do prog. Prog metal, prog rock, it's a slog. I don't like music that's a slog to listen to. I don't want to have to like think about concepts when I'm listening to my music. Hey, I listen to Escape that. McNugget musics. Yeah, basically. Well, no, it's even more than that. It's like, yeah, like the highly processed sugary foods aisle, where it's like, here is the distillation and amalgamation of everything out there. Here are the, you know, here's the standard chord forms, here's the standard song length, the tempo, here's all that, here's some like generic lyrics that some people see some real depth to, that reality was it took 15 people to write through to change words and focus group them until they were just right enough to make simple white people enjoy it. Yeah. Ugh. Pop got really bad around 2012, yeah. Well, there's like that group of them. There's like 10 or 15 songwriters or whatever it is that's responsible for like 95% of pop music from the last 15 years or something. It's like a whole group of them that they write most of the music and songs and lyrics that. I think that's the thing that kind of annoys me most about a lot of people who are into that kind of music, especially people who think that Taylor Swift is anything other than just a mediocre white girl who, courtesy of nepotism, fell upwards. You know, they think that she's some kind of amazing songwriter. That's like, that's not how any of that works. No super successful band or anything else like that, with the exception of a select few, will write music that's just perfect immediately and go out there and then suddenly they've made a bunch out of it. There's always songwriters behind. There's just always something else behind it. Producers obviously do a lot. The engineers do a lot as well, but there's a lot of songwriters behind them too. Like even Kiss, Led Zeppelin, all these bands, they all had external writers as well contributing. As opposed to Neil Young's "This Note's for You" playing on the commercial crap. I don't know anything about that. I know some Neil Young. I've never actually kind of sat there and listened to him. A lot of the things I listen to are a little bit more obscure, a little bit more esoteric, or whatever else. I know, like, there's a lot of like old classic rock and similar things. I know the songs and all that, and I know the melodies. I can even play them, but I don't actually know the name of the songs, and I didn't even know who wrote them. Lyle, see ya. Catch you next time. What song was it the other week that I was like, oh, I didn't even realize it was this person. Can't remember, but it was like a famous rock star back then. I didn't know it was them who wrote and performed the song. Like, I didn't even realize that Genesis did. What was it? I don't know, some Genesis song with Phil Collins on it. It was like a pop hit or something. Never really listened to Genesis. It was playing into Budweiser commercial. Well, that's why I wouldn't know. We don't get no American beer ads here in Australia. I imagine there's a couple of them that pop up on like YouTube and all the rest of that because, ads like to go completely wackadoodle on those platforms. Noticed recently on Spotify that I'm getting ads for like Dutch car dealerships, which is weird. I'm in Australia. So hearing like someone talk about Skoda in Dutch is kind of funny. And then returning to Behind the Bastards afterwards. So why is my bill on this repair $150? Do you see how many screws I have to put in? So far, we're like 55 minutes into this repair, and I haven't even got to the point where I can bolt it back together and send it to the customer. Bloody annoying. And fixing the actual problem, that did not take long. Getting into it, yeah, it's a different scenario. Synth repairs is a bit different though, especially analog ones. I've got a Juno 106 that hopefully a slider should arrive for it today that I can get it sorted and send it off to the customer. Had one dead voice, one noisy voice, so we just replaced all of them with a set of Boris Electronics replacement 81007As. They seem like they work alright, so I'll switch over to them from Analog Renaissance, because Analog Renaissance are difficult to get a hold of and they're more expensive. Might even just design some of my own at some point, because why not? There's only a couple of components on there, it's nothing exactly crazy. Kudos for keeping a good focus. Yeah, I focus on nothing. I'm too ADHD riddled. All right. Yeah, I've now reached monetization on this platform, so I now need to take it more seriously. So I expect some more videos and that out there, because I made a grand total of $6 of ad revenue in the last week. $6 dues. That's enough to pay for a coffee almost. Which, considering that I haven't uploaded anything in God knows how long, it's just residual views from some of the videos that I've put up. It's not too bad. They should not too bad at all. I'm less punk rock than Brad. Sorry, guys. I'm more focused on the corporate, the capitalistic element of making money out of it. I'll sell my soul to the devil of marketing and advertising. I'm sure I'll get a good price for it. I've been procrastinating on battery replacement on Ensoniq VFX. Might want to fix it soon. It's an Ensoniq. You know, the sooner you fix it, the sooner you can use it until eventually the keyboard controller chips die. Absolute nightmares. I've still got a EPS 16 Plus here that I've got to finish repairing because it's got a short on the negative 15 volt rail. But I need a new thermal camera because I don't have a 6.5 digit multimeter to find that short because I can't find it using heat and stuff. Tried dumping a bunch of current into it and it still would not get quite enough to be able to find exactly where the issue is. So still wild, the story of Ensoniq, how it came to be and all the rest of that, and you know, the ex-Commodore guys that went off and started out, hence the reason why it has so many like OEM chips in there. Coming from the world of Commodore, where it's like, oh hey, yeah, you know, we'll just make a bunch of, you know, custom chips for these units, you know, the SID chip and so on and so forth. And then buying into MOS technologies and that, 6502 and various things. So got to do that with TD20C, but with drum kits and similar, like electric ones, easy. You know, open them up, pull the battery out, put a new one in, because modern stuff's going to have a battery holder in it, because they realised that was the smart thing to do. It's like I did one of my biggest performing videos on the channel is how to replace the battery in a Yamaha DT Explorer drum brain. It's really, really simple. You just crack it open, pull it open in a certain way, pull the cable, and then there's the battery. Pull it out, put a new one in. Ta-da! Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt, ready to rock and roll. Go on, you, get in there. Get in the hole. Alrighty. No. Come here. Do. Oh my god. Ow. Do so many screws. You get like thumb cramps. It's like, it doesn't want to move properly. But if I do it with a drill, then I run the risk of stripping out the plastic. And I don't want to do that. No leftover parts. Nah. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait a minute. There's a fifth one. There it is. There's a fifth one. Every time. It's like, wait a minute. I'm going to screw... Oh, wait. There's the extra hole. Oh, God damn it. Seriously. There we go. Oh, my poor thumb. Oh, my thumb and my wrist. Could you imagine what it'd be like assembling things back in the days before, like, this kind of stuff? You can see why there weren't that many screws used in construction up until the advent of, you know, power tools. Imagine putting a house like together like this. No thanks. Do it the Japanese way with no nails, just using like random sort of like joints with wedges and stuff in them. Alrighty. Okay. Get in the hole. There we go. There we go. Excellent. That one up there. Buddy of mine coats the screws with what to avoid that? I can't see. What does he coat it with? It's one thing I hate about OBS is it puts the heart icon in the way, so I can't actually see what's there. With wax to avoid that, yeah. With the wax ones, I tend to use the same thing on guitars, especially like when I'm putting screws into wood. But usually I use this stuff, which is like a paste wax. So paste wax is good for that. For plastics and similar type thing, I tend not to, just because it ends up kind of everywhere. So it's easier to just back it off until it goes click, and then it goes into the thread correctly. So we use WD-40 for screws on the big PA bins. Yeah. We've got 9 people watching and 3 likes. If you haven't already hit the like button, smash that like button. Go on. Reward me for my effort. Give me metrics, please. Alright, now let's test this damn thing. Oh my god, hefty boy. And yet this thing is still lighter than the SY99 I need to start working on. Oh, absolute tank of a unit. Yamaha's top range model from the early 90s. It's like a DX7 on steroids that also has sampled voices in there as well, and 16-part multi-timbrality. Just insane. Crazy stuff. Crazy, crazy. Right. Power supply. In. Cool. Power on. There we go. Pulling 250 milliamps. Nice. I gotta do it on that. There we go. That's the extent of my playing. Cool. Dearly beloved. Sweet. Alright, so we've got some good results on that, thank you. Turn off. Excellent. How do you say that I own is a Casio VZ1? Thing is a boat anchor. Yeah. Yeah, the SY99 weighs like 22 kilos. It's on par with like the old 80s wood case synths. Like the OBXA and similar. That kind of hefty, chunky boy. Cool. Alright, first one done. Power supply can go back with it. Alrighty. Now, I've got a second one that I've got to grab. This one's in box. Ugh. I'll just grab it out of the box out there, so that way I don't have to try and squish around this way. Ah, mamma mia. Alright, that can slide out of the way. Alright. That's a Yamaha there, which can zhuzh off. Okay. Oh. Masking tape is probably not ideal for sealing a box like this, but such life. Alright, there we go. Alright. Now, let's see. Come on. There we go. Look familiar? So this is the Yamaha P125A. The main difference between the A and the regular P125 is the P125A was brought out because of a shortage of parts during the whole COVID thing. So Yamaha, in order to keep these going on the market, because we couldn't get them for like 3 months, updated the design to the P125A and actually took away some features. So the P125 is the better of the two models. The P125 has a audio output. You can actually plug it in via USB and use it for audio out because it comes up as an audio device. 125A, however, you cannot. That's how they saved it, because that one particular chip that enabled all the rest of that was so hard to get a hold of that they just decided, nah, not going to do it anymore. But, you know, customers didn't care. Most people didn't even know that that was a thing. Ended up bringing it back in line with manufacturing, and we could actually sell them again. Now let's see what's going on this one. This one was, let me check my notes here. P125A under warranty. Making odd noises with some notes not responding. So $10 says that's going to be keyboard contacts, but let's find out. Yep, so I got a bad note there. Yeah, so I've got touch sensitivity's gone on that. Okay, I can see that there's some grease on the underside of that key there. So I'm wondering if somebody's already been inside of this. Yeah, so that's not going linearly. So the way that these work is you've got 2 contacts on each of the PCB components. And a little pair of bubbles will go on there. And what happens is there's a little clock pulse that's constantly going to it, reading over, checking kind of what's going on. It will go, okay, contact 1 is now open. How long until contact 2 now opens? Oh, contact 2 is opened X amount of milliseconds after. That means it's traveling quicker, ergo higher volume. So that's how they tend to work on that. Oh, wait, here we go. Here's one I binned earlier. There you go. That's actually the key contact mechanism under here. So underneath this keyboard is this whole thing. So each one of these little contacts there, you press down the 2 buttons and they'll go down at just ever so slightly different times, like fractions of a second. The harder you hit it, the quicker it goes down. Therefore, the timing distance between those 2 pads there gets a lot smaller. Yeah, so when that's happening, what's happening is it's not getting that second note, or the second note is already on. Therefore, it thinks, oh, the timing is, yeah, it's instantaneous. Therefore, it's at maximum velocity, 128. Okay, that key's not even responding. Magic masking tape always. That one's also not responding, so I think already we're just going to be talking about a replacement middle board. Touch sensitivity is there. So we got 3 bad notes around this section, which would be in the middle PCB. So we might be able to get away with just replacing that middle PCB. Just have to order it in from Yamaha. Yamaha. All right. Oh, there we go. Arse blows. All right. Swap it over again. Kadunk. 3 bad notes, yeah. They call us the 3 bad notes. Let's just get this bowl again. On the bowl again. No, 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 no. Wait, me. Bastard. Need to get an actual proper magnetic bit, because that'd be nice. Now you get to stare at the back of my head. Only a few people get to see that. Go on, there we go. Oh, God. The logo would be a triad on a staff with a cross circle. Nice. Except what you have to do to make it even better is make it so that the notes are kind of off the stave. So instead of being like actually right on the line, it's like slightly above. So it's like, is it? It's like, is it actually on the stave or is it in the gap? What is it? Why are people trying to call on the day the shop is closed? Why would you call on this the day of my wife's wedding? Wait, not wife's wedding. What is this? Somebody polyamorous gangster couple? My daughter's wedding. Why? Okie dokie. Keep going. Alright. Another annoying part about having to do so many of these keyboards one after the other is you get like a sore arm having to hold the drill like this. You need to get like one of those ergonomic stick type ones, like what they use in the factories in China. Or you can just like hold it overhead. Hold it like a knife. Not like to cut with, but like that. Okay. This one. Come here, you. There we go. The DeWalt gyroscopic ones are good and slow when you want them to be. Nice. Well, I do like DeWalt. I have had this drill and the matching impact driver set now for about 13 years. Bought them many, many years ago when I was just doing some handyman work to try and survive and get by because I didn't have a job. Yeah, got my pennies together. Got this as a set from Costco because it was quite cheap. It was on like a super special discount. And it's actually served me quite well over many, many years. So. Batteries are still the original ones, surprisingly. Which, considering I've got 2 batteries and I'm not on the site and that, I could just like alternate between them. One charges, one's in the thing, so I don't care so much if they don't have a huge amount of capacity. Bang, bang, bang. Sound of one falling on the outside, was it? Nope, not this time. Come on. Oh, finally on the home stretch, oh my god. All this just to get to a bloody PCB. Why is my phone going off? I'll have to check it in a moment, see what's going on there. It's like, this bill came out, this bill came out, this bill came out. Okay, that's lost. Okay, seriously, who the hell is messaging me and what do you want? Nothing interesting. Anything there? Oh, it's... Nope. Nope. We good. Junk there, don't care. Cool, alright. Let's get those screws out of the way. Oh, man. Come on. Come on, you. I got all the screws out. Oh, wait, no, I didn't. I missed one. Always bloody missing one. So they are all out now, thank you. Come on. Don't tell me I missed them all, did I? Oh my god, seriously. How the hell did I miss them all today? I am not on my A game. It's been a hell of a week. But when hasn't it been? There we go. That's about it. Nice. Okay. That can go there. That can come out there. And they can go there. Sweet. Do, 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 do. This one's interesting because it's white. Don't know why they would have changed over to all white ABS for that. I'm sure they probably had a reason. Maybe it was just maybe it was all that was available at that particular point. How to mess with the camera. Put a white object in the middle of a black field and try and let it auto-expose. Ah, it's outside of my dynamic range. Please, stop. Please. Please, sir, stop. I can't do it. Ah, no more. Ah. Ah, you mother. Come here. Come here. Come on. Come on, come here. Oi. There we go. Come here. Come on. Wait. Come here. Let's start doing. Oh my god. Go. Alrighty then. So should be able to just yoink that out now. Thank you. Oh, you gonna stay. I said stay. Stay. No. Stay. Stay. There we go. Alley-oop. Okay. Okie dokie. Well, you bastard. Stay. Oh, there you go. Ow. Oh, that was my knee cracking. So, how are we going over on here? More exciting than watching paint dry. Alright, that one. And there. Wait. Stay. Come on. Whew. My poor arm. My phone is currently going absolutely crazy because I made the cardinal sin of saying something not entirely 110% positive about Japan, and now all the weebs are coming at me. And, of course, the Japanese nationalists. One thing about Japan that you must know, if ever you go there, if you're a coffee drinker, unless, of course, if you're American, if you're a coffee drinker from a country that actually knows what coffee tastes like, Australia, Italy, similar, Japan has terrible coffee. Like, it is bad. It is so bad. Even the good stuff is mediocre. So what I'm talking about is, like, everything is acidic, it's under-extracted, it tastes like ash, it's just, it's awful. It is awful, awful stuff. Even when you go to a place that's like a fancy, like, roaster-type place, a kind of bougie type place you'd spend, like, big money on a cup of coffee for here in Sydney, they're passable, but not the kind of level you'd expect for something, for an establishment like that. And someone made a post up online, engagement baiting, basically, about Japanese coffee. Of course, I responded. I had to. I'm an Aussie. I used to have a coffee business. And, of course, a bunch of people got really, really mad about it. And I made another post today just for the shit of it, about how Japanese sandwiches are also mediocre. They're mid as hell. Some people like them. Okay, cool. But I went to Coles this morning, and I got a combo, which is like a sandwich and a snack type thing and a drink. And the sandwich was like like a like a salami type sandwich, mozzarella and pesto and like rocket and tomato and stuff. Really good on like a nice sort of like light rye. Like, it's more expensive than Japan, but it's way better. And now all my notifications have been going off absolutely wild as people are big mad. Big mad over sandwiches. Who'd have thunk, huh? They're just sandwiches. That's all they are. Japan can do a lot of great stuff. They can make great cars. They can make great guitars. But they have not managed to do anything good with coffee. That is not their forte. God damn it, where did that screw go? Ah! I'm missing a screw. I should drop it. There, I hear you. Where are you? Bloody thing. Don't make me take the whole thing apart. I don't want to... Okay, so I've got a couple of strips that are sitting up for some reason. Why are they sitting up? Okay, there's grease in there too. Why is there grease in there? Okay, yep, I can see there's got corrosion on these traces there. So that corrosion's what's going to be causing those those dead notes. I don't think it's because someone's gotten in there. This looks like... Is that spiders? Is that bugs? Yeah, something. But yeah, that board's corroded, so I'm gonna get a middle board for that. I might have to get a new contact strip as well, because that silicon, or whatever the hell it was on that pad, is probably going to contaminate it somewhat. Yeah, why is there silicon all the way up in there? Oh, why is there lubricant? Shouldn't be lubricant up there. Lube is always a good thing, but not when you want to, not on your key mechanisms, not that kind of thing. Okay, looking at the other contact PCBs, they look pretty well fine. Not seeing anything patchy or bad on them, which is good. So yeah, it looks like it's just that one. So. Let's get a new replacement of that board. Come on. There we go. Bastardo. Damn fiberglass tape's annoying. Get off. There we go. Okay. Relatively new keyboard. Someone must have been sweating on it. Honestly, it is a problem I've seen on a lot of them. All it takes is excess humidity. Because what you end up with is, you end up with this, right? So if I bring that in there, going for a nice bit of a zoomy zooms. There we go. Keep going. Look at that. Look at charm. All right. So you can see like that darkening on those traces there. You see those pads as well. So if I grab my stick, where's my pointer stick? Where's a pointer stick? There we go, pointer stick. Pointer stick, there we go. So I want to go that there, right there, right? So if we see on those pads, you can see like those particular traces there, there's like a couple of little like corroded bits on there. But you see that section up there? That's where the corrosion is. So the very thin traces, that little spotty bit of corrosion, when it gets in there, you can see how those ones there, they're like black and spotty, kind of like moldy bread. That's going to impede the signal from those pads making it up there. So yeah, that's what's going to be causing that. So I will put in a parts request with Yamaha and get one of them there. PCBs. I get one PCB and I get one of those strips as well, because I think it looks like there might have actually been some of the lubricant that's ended up on that PCB during manufacture. And if that has happened, that may have contaminated that contact strip. So if that contact strip's contaminated, well, you know, may as well just replace it anyway. It's an extra like $2 to Yamaha. Not exactly big money for a corporation as sizable as they are. In the bin. In the bin. Oh, God, again with a buddy. Ugh. Seriously. That's why I wear 2 shirts. Because at least when I'm done repairing, I can take this off. Okay, so this. That one can go into the bin as well. Don't need that. I will put this back together mostly. Alright. Come on, you. I said, come on, bastard. The reason why I'm putting this back together is primarily just for, so I don't lose all the parts, because it's easier to put these keybeds back together than it is to, like, leave them separate. With how much, like, goop there is on them, if I leave them out with the goop hanging out there and the goop gets contaminated, I have to redo them. So if I just put it back together, we're all sorted. I only have to put the key combs in there for, a little while. It'll only take me a couple of minutes to pull out. I'm not going to, like, put the whole thing back together, so it's not like I'm going to, like, put the keybed back into the case and screw it all down and that. It's literally just putting it in so that I can pull it apart easily later. Tomorrow will be fun as I get to take the clamps off. Got the glue drying on a neck through guitar building. Nice. Did you go for like 25 piece laminated neck? Combining like every kind of like wood you can imagine. Making the the international guitar where you've got wood from every continent in the neck. I wouldn't mind building a guitar. That'd be pretty fun. This thing, it's like I could do it. It'd take me a hell of a lot, and I prefer to do it with mostly CNC and then do like handwork to finish it and the likes. But I ain't got time, I ain't got tools anymore. I don't even have a drill press at the moment. Died. 7 pieces. Stanley Clark's Alembic Brown bass recipe. Nice. Stanley was a monster player. Those Alembics are interesting. For me, I've always wanted an Alembic spoiler for one reason primarily, and it's because they, excuse me. And again. Because I'm a typo negative fan, and Peter Steele used an Alembic spoiler primarily for his time during, for his time in typo negative and carnivore in like the early days. That was like his fancy bass. So it's a 32-inch scale bass that was like their quote-unquote cheap model, the entry-level type thing. But he tuned it all the way down to B. So, you don't need a super long, mega 39-inch scale monster bass. He sounded pretty damn good with one. Oh, gee. Bless me, thank you. 32-inch exploiter. Nice. Classic. I'm fixing a couple of Alembic Fernandez Alembic clones for another shop. Yeah, one of them was a 12-string guitar, and the other one is a 6-string guitar. And they've got like all the absolutely wild electronics in there, and like rotary switches for different coil modes and stuff like that, and a dummy coil in the center, and brass hardware and multi-layer neck through and all that kind of stuff. It's absolutely crazy. Alembic Style speaks highly of that brand. Fernandez, yeah. They did really good copies of the Alembic stuff. Like, it was insane. Like, it's insane how good the stuff that they did was back in the 70s. That's why they still go for huge money. Absolutely massive. Oh. Come on, get in the hole. That's why some of like the most, Fernandez were doing copies of like BC Rich guitars in the 70s and 80s that are now more highly revered than the BC Riches at the same time. Yeah, obviously the B-Series fanboys love the US ones, but the Japanese ones from Fernandez, the high-end ones, they're better made. B-Series is one of those really weird brands. Yep, FAB series, yeah. FAB and FAG. Obviously a bit of a, an unfortunate, you know, initialism there. Or, you know, yeah. For the Guitar Series one, I did a 12-string version for another shop. I've got to finish up the 6-string one. And 6-string one is a, it's got 2 low impedance humbucker, 2 low impedance single coils with a dummy coil in the center. But removing the dummy coil in the center is a nightmare. I've got to somehow figure it out. Excess bloody, what's he off the surface of that key, because I don't want it on me. Why is there so much, like, excess gloop on the front of these keys? That's weird. I don't know whether someone's been in there before or something, but should not be that much. I have an Aria Pro double neck. Nice. Double necks are cool, but if you're not playing live, it's like, what purpose is a double neck then? You know. It just serves to keep your chiropractor in, you know, in money. There we go. I see you there, screw. Ow! Oh, ow! How sharp. Hazard to the job, I suppose. Oh, that bloody hurt. Come hither. Alright, where is that screw I literally just saw? There it is. There we go. Aha! Success. Bloody thing. Okay, I gotta find space for that bloody thing. Ugh, how annoying. It's the annoying part about doing work on these keyboards and similar. Storing them, space, they're huge, they take up so much damn room. I can't even just, like, you know, put them somewhere easily. I have to, like, store them in a huge spot. Alright, key screws and stuff like that. The PCB ones. Alright. Now, I need a Ziploc bag for the screws. Doo-ba-doo-ba-doo. Okay. Hefty. Stay. I said stay. Go. Oh. Okay. Now you. Keys in like so, lined up, sitting, nice. Just put a couple of screws in just to hold it. Let me screwdriver go. Damn it. Lose my head if it weren't attached to my body. Actually, I'd probably still lose it then. seriously, where'd I put it? God damn it, brain, why you do this to me? No, it's totally over. Right. Okay, seriously, where did I put that damn screwdriver? Oh, there it is. Of course, it's hiding just out of sight. Out of sight, out of mind. So just putting in some temp screws, not all of them, just enough to hold it together. So I can put it back in its box and it can just sit there chilling until PCBs arrive. Why do I have ABBA stuck in my head? Oh, it's Eurovision time, isn't it? I'd do it. Gimme, gimme, gimme a man at the midnight. Do 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 do. There we go. I'll leave that. Certainly not the smartest thing I've ever done, but such life. Why is my phone going off again? Yeah. Yeah. Alright. Cool. That'll do for the moment. Screws in the corners just to hold it all together. What the? Come on, get over there. Bloody thing. Well, come here. So come here. There. Put another one there in the corner. Put one there just to keep it in place. And one there. Come here. Come on. There we go. Cool. That shall do. Okay. Sweet. So now I get to place an order with Yamaha for those parts. And then once they arrive, get them all on the install. Get this bloody piano out of the way. Play some piano. That's piano. I said piano. Ow! Right in the knee. That was unpleasant. Ugh. Okay. Stay. Okay. Come on, out of the way, you. Boxes and boxes of stuff and stock. Yeah? That way, doesn't it? Yeah, that way. Good out. Sweet. Okay, in we go. Oh, there we go. That's the one. Excellent. Sweet. Go. Not there. Other side. Back like that. No? Right. I see. I'm upside down. I'll deal with that afterwards. Okay. Alright, so I got that done, Okay. Now I'm just gonna take a whiz quickly. So I'm gonna put this down, and I really need to set up a screen on OBS for the BRB button, but I don't have one. Let me put one up. There you go. Sweet. Where the hell is it? Where'd it go? Cool. Okay, I shall be back. Una moment. back on we go. There we go. Let's see. I don't even know if anyone's still watching. 7 people. Absolute madness. 7 people, only 4 likes. Come on, hit the likes, people, please. I ask us so nicely. Okay, so let's see what's next up on the queue. That's done. That's done. SY99. SY99. So got an SY99. Got a line 6 helix. That's done. That's done. That's done. Parts on that are still a nightmare. Okay, let's grab this absolute monster of an SY99 and try not to break my back while I do so. Alright. That can go there, that can go there. That can go in there with that one. Oh my god, I'm going to need a massage tonight. Off to the Thai massage joint. And not because I want some kind of weird happy ending or anything. Just because I feel damn good afterwards. You can... Get out of the way. Move. Anything. Oh god. Oh dear lord. How is it done? It is an absolute bloody ton. Okay, let's go wider. Wider, wider, wider. Sound like my grandfather there for a moment. Oh my god. So yeah, so this is an absolute beast of a machine. SY99. Hefty, big, chunky. Older gentleman owns this, and he owns a second one as well that apparently was in a... he bought it, got it in from Japan, didn't realise around on 100. And apparently had it sent up to another repairer, got something repaired on it, worked for a brief bit, stopped working. Yeah, so this is his main one. This is his one that he used for many, many years, and he wants it working again. And I said, I will see what I can do. They're not the cheapest things to buy secondhand, but they can also be time sinks. That's a problem. This old 90s digital stuff is complex as hell. There is just so much going on. Yeah. Apparently the display is also on the fritz. It's like on its last legs, which is pretty common for these. The backlight starts wearing out and the contrast on the LCD starts going as well at the same time. So you can't really see what you're doing, and these can do a lot. Because they can do a lot, you've got that whole thing where, there you go. If you can't see what you're doing, well, you can't really do much about it, can you? Oh, I need to get this bloody whatsy sorted. The Yamaha AGS mixer, so I can just plug it all in directly up here. Come on, get in there. Get in there. Stay. Oh, there we go. All right. So let's see what happens when we plonk this on. I can see absolutely nothing. What does a contrast knob do? Well, that was weird. That was very weird. What the hell? Contrast knob is giving me noise. Oh, it's EL display too. That's why. Right, I can see absolutely nothing on that display, but I'm getting... Okay, so we're off. Okay, getting a pop on when the power comes on. before when I was doing the contrast knob, I was getting, there we go, that. Turn it slowly and... No. Yeah, that was weird. Oh, there we go. I'm getting output on the output there when using the contrast control, which is odd. Yeah, so I got nothing at all. There ain't boo diddly going on in here, folks. So that means we have to crack this thing open, start measuring voltages. Got no output, got nothing, nothing's booting. So first thing I would check, being a Yamaha of this era, is the caps. The caps are known in this era and this age to have issues where they start leaking and the electrolyte goes everywhere, especially the switch mode power supplies. So, for example, the TX802 and similar rack mount units all start spewing their guts, and it goes onto the PCBs and it gives you terrible, terrible corrosion on there. Yeah, so this one's going to be fun. Oh man, such a nightmarish beast of a thing. Okay, let's get a service manual for it. Okay, go. Log me in. Alright, so let's stop that. Let's clear the time watch. Start. Clear my watch face off because it's a bit balked. There we go. Why is phone going off? Oh. Cool, there we go. No, I don't want that. I want... Y for Yamaha. Yamaha. Down the bottom. GY SY80. SY85, really? Yes, nobody uses SY85. I got one for sale here. YDP. Keyboards. Good afternoon. Well, it is just on afternoon here. It's lunchtime. It's 12:30, but I want to just give a quick check to this SY99 before I go too crazy. DX7 Tyros. Nope. I'm gonna have to do it the old-fashioned way and actually Google it. My God. SY99 service manual. There we go. Thank you, Internet Archive. Let's download the PDF. Yes. It's in my head. I don't know why I have lumped by the President of the United States of America stuck in my head. Alrighty, so service manual. There's all the boards, don't care about that. Just give me the disassembly procedure, thank you. This manual's like 100-something bloody pages long. There we go. Bottom cover assembly removal, 24 screws marked there. This will give you access to DM1 floppy disk assembly. Yep, cool. So all the ones around the edges there, and then the ones in the center too. Cool. Let's get started with that. Those guys are a fun group. They are. It's kind of wild how they like they use their own sort of like kind of mutilated instrument type thing. So you got the bass, which is like 2 strings on a guitar, like 2 bass strings on a guitar, and then the guitarist who use like 4 strings on a guitar. It's great. There we go. Hefty boy. Now I'm doing it. Thanks. I know, right? It's they wrote songs like that they would just get stuck in your head. There's no way to get around it. They were huge here in Australia for like 6 months. Absolutely bloody massive they were. Okay. Screws galore, screws galore. There's so many bloody screws galore. Just a bunch of crazy guys and all. Luke, be a Jedi tonight. Just be a Jedi tonight. I said, you bloody thing. I think I might be getting a little low on battery. Oh. Playing at the parties, your DJ, nice. Okay. Alrighty then. Yeah, was it those ones too? Or was it just the... No, it wasn't those ones, so it's just those ones. The front, those ones are cool. They stay there. That's what's nice about Yamaha's service manuals. You can look at them and go, ah, so that's what that does. I need to pull this screw out, not that screw, in order to get to those parts. Doesn't help when some of their products have really bad envelope design, like the P120, old digital piano from like 20 years ago. They're a nightmare to disassemble. Like, they are so hard. Oh, screws that. All right, go do it. Is that integrated? Do I have to take that off too? Bloody hell. Right, I'll take that off too. There we go. There we go. No, it didn't even need to take that off. Oh my god! Oh my god! Well, I can definitely see something's gone splooge in there. Ugh, I don't know whether something spilled in it or something, but... Ugh. Oh, God. My nose is going to go absolutely haywire in just a second. Like an 8x10 SVT cab. Yep. The cat helped. Is that a Mesa? No, because this thing's built too well. Ugh. But yeah. So if we look in here, swap over so I can actually see what I'm seeing there. There we go. But you can see that there, something's spilled or something there. So, ugh, God only knows. Yeah, I'm going to vacuum that up in a sec because my sinuses are already going absolutely haywire. I get itchy at the worst of times. Anyway. Alright, this is an old linear power supply. Cool. Cool. Let's see if there's anything immediate that jumps out at me that's problematic. Look at this. It hasn't just got one bloody CMOS battery. It has two batteries. I think that's for the effects board. That's the main processor board. If you look at that, that's like Man, the amount of design to go into this is insane. Absolutely wackadoodle. Brad, finally decided to grace us with your presence, eh? Now this is something that, like, Mesa and others could take note of with their design. Look at the size of that bloody rectifier. Look at it. There's a massive ass heatsink all on its own to dissipate the heat. Not butted up against the capacitors. They're actually, like, you know, in a nice little spot. I like that. I'll rate it. Alright, let's give this thing a quick vacuum just to get some dust and crap off. Oh yeah, come here, you. Nasty. Itchy. Alright. Sweet. Okay, there we go. Yep, dust bunnies go bye-bye. But this is what's kind of cool about Yamaha, and I know I'm a Yamaha fanboy. What can I say? Look at all that, all the custom chips they've made. You know, stuff, you know, it wasn't available that time, so here you go. This is what they did. This is what they ended up creating. Alright. Let's grab a multimeter and let's, first rule number 1, test thy voltages. Let's see whether we actually have the right voltages in the right places. So we powered it up, gave it a quick, you know, quick check to see if it was doing anything. It did nothing, nada, not a thing. So upon power up, there was no output, the screen didn't come on, nothing. What was weird though was that the contrast control for the screen contrast would make a high-pitched, like, type sound when you get it to the top of the rotation. So might have something to do with the contrast control and that, depending on how it's implemented. I think these ones used an EL backlight as well, which EL backlights go bad as they do after, you know, 30 odd years. So imagine what Yamaha could do if they had good coffee around. Did you see my post on Twitter then? Oh no, because that's what I was talking about earlier, yeah. Well, and that's the thing, like, where Yamaha is, there is nothing kind of around. I think they got cafes, I think they got a cafe inside there, but yeah, seriously, if Japan could actually, like, if Japan could master coffee, the nation would be entirely unstoppable. That's it. There is no good coffee in Japan. When I say that, obviously, you know, I don't know what it is about Americans, and especially Japanese nationalists as well, but they can't understand both hyperbole and generalized statements. For example, when I say that Queensland is filled with a bunch of mouth-breathing inbreds, not every single person is literally that, but it is a thing that we do say. Queensland has no good drivers, another thing as well. You know, people from the eastern suburbs would rather, you know, grind your baby up into a paste in order to feed their mortgage rather than have you live a normal life. That kind of stuff. But yeah, Japan, even the good coffee is not good. It's passable, but that's it. I don't like coffee. Well, I mean, you know, it's a thing, I suppose. I like coffee. I like coffee a lot. I like a lot of coffee. I like a lot of good coffee. I also like tea, though, so there is that. I like some tea. I like different kinds of tea. I'm also like one of those weird ones that I actually like genmaicha, and I like hojicha as well. So I like those sorts of teas that old people drink. Alright. Now, where's the troubleshooting procedure? Ba, ba, ba. Yes, that's fine. There's a troubleshooting procedure on this mofo. Circuit boards, disassemblies, don't care. LSI pin, no, don't care about that. Boards, there we go. So many bloody pages. Alright, power supplies, there we go. Power supply circuit board. Give me the schematic. Test program doesn't come up because there ain't no voltages to test. Well, my phone's going off again. See, if I can get voltages, I can start doing the test program. But if I don't have anything, then I'm not going to get nothing. Yes, okay, just get me to... Thank you, Yamaha, for all your 5 million pages of stuff that's not of interest. Now, I don't read Japanese yet. I'm working on it. I'm getting there, okay? Nihongo chotto. Yes, just give me the thingy. Where is it? Okay, parts list. No, just give me the schematics. Schematics, damn you. Wheel assembly, keyboard assembly, PCB, yes. What? There's no schematics. Where is the schematic? I must be up top then. Power transformer, that thing there. There we go. Muting circuit. Oh shit, it doesn't actually have the schematic in here. What the hell? Seriously? No schematic? Oh, I hate it when they do this. So it's probably in a separate addendum document. I like nasty American coffee. I like nasty Australian coffee. I like Aussie instant coffee. There's a coffee that we basically refer to affectionately as jail coffee, which is International Roast. You can get a big, massive, ginormous tub of it for like $14 from Woolworths. And that's what I do because it's what I grew up with, the cheap, nasty stuff. But I know always what it tastes like. I'd rather have a mediocre instant that I know what the taste is going to be like than throw the dice at like a mediocre place that does espresso and it's going to turn out tasting like absolute balls. Shit coffee is better than no coffee. I don't know. I'd rather take no coffee than shit coffee, honestly. Okay, yes, that's fine. Where is... Seriously, is there no bloody schematic? There's the bloody board layouts. So you give me board layouts, but you don't give me schematics. Seriously? Bloody hell, Yamaha. Okay. Yamaha SY99 schematic. See if that comes up. Okay, that's the service manual, but I just want the schematic. Have I finished rearranging the shop yet? Of course not. I've given up. I need to get some billable work done. And the reason I'm rearranging it is so I've got more room for repairs because no one's buying anything at the moment, and just, you know, rearranging ships on the deck chairs on the Titanic, as it were. At the lunch place, waiting on Annie's special wrap with jalapenos. Doesn't sound too bad. Me for lunch, I will, I don't know, go to Aldi and get something that I can reheat, something cheap. Yeah, put up mood lighting. Put up mood lighting and, you know, who cares? Okay. That's great and all, just contents parts list. circuit boards, test programs, disassembly procedure, wiring, block diagrams, circuit board layout. Seriously, is there no actual schematics for the SY99? You bastards. No, go away. I wonder if, because it's probably not going to be in the old back end for Yamaha. Finish rearranging the shop before I open tomorrow. Yes, let me just add that to the other 15 hours worth of things that I have to do. Like, seriously, I am... problem is tomorrow I've got to go continue cleaning out my old shop because I'm dealing with that. I'm a one-man operation doing the work of 6 people, and I just don't have time to do everything, and that's why everything is all falling by the wayside. You know, the last 6 months have been the worst, and the last couple of years prior to that have been nothing more than a never-ending fall down a hole that things were kind of okay in the past, but yeah, not anymore. Okay, well, they got the service manual here, right? So, thank you. Parts implementation, circuit board layout, wiring, block diagram. No, I want the schematic. SY99. There we go, thank you. Sometimes being a service agent comes in handy. Alright, so there's all that. So I just want the power supply board. There we go. Power supply. Let's size this bloody thing up. Keep going. Keep going. I said keep going, you. Come on. Power in, come on. Keep zooming. The size of this file is humongous, like it's so massive. It's like one of those like A0 sized schematics. Fine, I'll open up exterior then. Go. Now I'm hungry. We need to change my pod first. Probably won't eat. The site-called Polynomial, there's this manual schematic inside. Yeah. Well, I just jumped onto, yeah, line diagrams, exactly. Yeah. The service manual does not have the schematic. The schematic is a whole separate thing. Yamaha don't keep a lot of their own schematics and service manuals for older things. They send them out to third-party companies to distribute. So that's why I didn't know if they'd have it here, but I logged on to my Yamaha backend. And in the Yamaha backend, what do we have? Full schematic for them, which is nice. So, whoa, the system just went absolutely wild. It's like, there's too much information there. All right, cool. So, what do we got here? We have 5-volt analog, 5-volt A rail, 2 of them, 2 5-volt B rails, 5A positive and negative 12s, which would be analog, positive and negative 12s, okay. That's all of them. So let's start from there and see what we can do about getting some voltages. Insulin, right. So you got like an insulin pump or something like that. My grandmother was a type 2 diabetic, had to inject insulin every day of my life. I really need to deal with my weight, so I don't have to deal with that. So, whose back end did you look into? Yamaha. I've got my Yamaha service portal access. So Yamaha service portal access gives me access to all the Yamaha Line 6 Ampeg documentation. So if it exists, it will be there. Steinberg too. It wasn't the the general server Duvalacker. Wasn't that one because it's not on there. So I will have to dump a bunch of documents onto there. If you know, you know. Oh no, the back orifice access. Well, we were talking about lube just before, so here we are. Alright, so let's start from connector 3 and go down. So connector 3, pin 1 and 2 are both 5 volters. So where's connector 3? Connector 3? 8, 4, 5, 6, 7, 3. There we go. So that's pin 1, which would be ground. No, pin 1 is 5A. Here we go. Yes, pin 1 is down that end, which is the brown one. Cool. Alright. Make sure nothing's going to shock me and kill me. Sweet. Alright. Power on. So, pin 1 we should get 5 volts. -3. 0. Okay. So straight away I got no 5 volt rail. Connector 4 should be 5 volts as well, so one would assume it's probably the same. I can't stick my thing in there, so that's problematic. Let's just kill that for a sec. Let's disconnect the board. Do it that way. Gimme. Okay, connector 4 is the same thing. So I've got no 5 volt rail. Where's 12 volt? So 12 volts is going to be on connector 8. Where's connector 8? Connector 7. Connector 7. Connector 8. Connector 25. Connector 7. Connector 7, same. Because connector 8 is there. Yeah, don't need to worry about that. 7 connects to the same rail, so pin 5 and pin 7. I should get things from pin 1 as well. Right. So I'm connected to ground, but I'll poke around manually, so 1, 2, pin 3 should be ground. Come on, out of the way. Yeah, bastard. Right. Pin 3 I'm on ground. -0.3 volts, cool. 12 volt rail. Right there. So I should get positive 12. So I've got 12 volts there. What the? 12 volt there. -12. Okay. So I've got 12 volt rail, but I got no 5 volt. Alright. So the question is the 5 volt rail being pulled down outside of the power supply? Or is it being pulled down inside the power supply? Let's disconnect everything and see. Oh, itchy. Connector 8, does it connector 8 have connector 8 is a 12 volt supply, cool. So if I just quickly disconnect these, let's just see what goes on. Green, orange, yellow. Come on. Oh, I said come on, you bastard. Sweet. Alright. Stay. What was it? Pin. Connector. Was it? Connector 3. Connector 3. Pin 1. I should get 5 volts if there's anything. Nothing. Yeah. No. Thought it was someone doing something familiar. So let's just plug that there. Yeah, I got nothing. 0 volts on the 5 volt rail with everything disconnected. So that would assume me to lead to there being something on the 5 volt rail here. So 5 volt A and 5 volt B. Alright, so 5 volt A, I should be getting DC cross fuse 2, or jumper 2. I can hang there from it. J2, right. Okay, so J2 I should be getting something 0.11. Alright, F1, where's F1? F1, there we go. F1 should be getting a certain amount of, what's he on there? AC. AC supply. F1, there we go. Got nothing. Seriously? Nothing on that. Okay, so pin 1 and 2 on connector 2. So that's connector 2 there. So the blue ones. 5 volt comes out of the power supply in the diagram. Yes, it does. Yeah, I mean, probably a dead reg, but I want to check just in case, because like I said, these are sort of semi-prone to some other issues as well, these ones. Hey, you mofo. Trying to prove this mofo is a mofo, you bastard. Nothing can be bloody easy, can it, huh? Because where's the second side of that transformer plug up to? Okay. Goes down to... So it's gone to both of those, alright, so... Alright, so I just measure across that. D1. Where's D1? D1? There we go, D1. So there's... the herp derp. Let's try that again. Just measure it across that. Change over to a different multimeter with the different probes. There we go. I need to replace these parrot clips. They're at the end of their life. There we go. Alright. Sweet. So that's all connected there. Let's see what's going on now. 1 volt AC. I'm getting 1 volt AC when I should be getting a lot more than that. That's not good. That's not good at all. Alright, so let's just check this board quickly. Check all the taps off of the transformer itself. Hey, you mofo. Come here. Come here, you. You can back right over there. This one too. Making contact, should be. Sweet. Alright, there we go. So I should get something. Oh my. I'm only getting 300 millivolts across that transformer. Not good. Not good at all. Alright. It's on the red ones then, because the red one seems like I'm getting stuff fine. Like, 30 odd volts across the jobby. Yep, 33 volts. That's fine. We might have a bad transformer. Might be a bad transformer. More than meets the eye. Hurry up and fix it. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. You know, that's what I do. Alright, let's see what's going on. Is there... What's the continuity like here? Yeah, give me the thing, would you? Swap over. Okay. So obviously between that and that. Okay, 0.6 ohms. What on this side? What have we got? Get on there. Yeah, I think that's a little bit on the low side. For those who can't see it, that's like less than an ohm across the 5 volt 5 volt side of the transformer. Probably shouldn't be quite that low, you know, considering a 12 volt. 12 volt line across this transformer. Stay. It's like 4.4. Even half of that should be like 2 ohms or something similar. Yeah. Is it heating up? So it looks as though we have a bad transformer. Okay. Bugger. I've got 12 volt, but I ain't got no 5 volt. Can I get a replacement transformer is the question. Because it looks as though power supply goes in there. Blue and blue, blue and white, blue and white. P1, P2. Is this a universal primary transformer that they just try and pull silly buggers on us so that we aren't supposed to know? That is a good question. Let's find out. Let's find out. Because for some reason there are some transformers where they've got the the windings pretty obvious on there. You can jump on them and do all that kind of stuff. Others they've got like a stupid cover on them, and you got to pull it off and then like measure your coils and find out which one's which. Like, there we go. Because if that's the same transformer worldwide, then shouldn't be too bad, because I've got like infinite supplies of those I can get through some other people I know who bring stuff in from Japan. And the transformers for these are like dime a dozen. That would be a negatory, unfortunately. Bugger! Damn, damn, damn. Alright. It's a hefty transformer, though. I wonder if I can just find a off-shelf direct equivalent, because it's just got a 30 volt center, 33 volt AC on the center tap, It's 33 volt center tapped AC, and the other one would be like 7 volts or something like that. Sort of look into that. That was a shorter tone to be a smoke show or lone fuse. There's no fuse. Well, there's no fuse on that part there, I don't think. There's a switch and inductor, and then straight into the transformer. Yeah, there's no there's no fuse on the input. Just goes straight from the inlet into the transformer and then out. So I would assume that it's probably a maybe a thermal fuse or something like that in there, which might explain why. I don't know. Because, yeah, we've got on this side 33 ohms, yeah. This side 8 ohm. And this, which is way less than an ohm, like way less. So yeah, I'm imagining that's going to just be balked transformer. Because if there's an internal fuse or something like that, well, I don't know. It's fucking weird. This thing's bloody weird, it is, I'll tell you what. Because between blue and blue, stay you, fuck you. Just push out. Don't have a pin pusher, so we'll just do it with this thing. There we go. .3 ohms, yeah. What was it putting out? 600 millivolts AC. Some really, really stupidly low number. Alright, so I've got transformer now disconnected. So I've got those wines external. Let's see what happens if I look at that way. I'm going to power it slowly, just to see. I know my luck, something stupid will happen. Come here, other way. Move, move, move. There we go. Stay. Dunk. Wait, now we're starting to get something. Okay. Alright, so now we're starting to get voltage on that. What if that was just a bad connector then? Looks like everything's making connection. Should be fine. Okay, one more time feeling. 5V AC goes over to there. So that line, come on, over there. Connector 1 and 2 goes to both D1 and D2. So that's D2, that's D1. Oof. Alright, so F1, which is this one. Yep. The other one, which is F3. I've got voltage. Righto. So I've got voltage there. And I should be getting voltage on that point there as well. Alright, come on. Show me what for. 1.3 volts. Right. So I have a shorted diode. Or an open diode even. Oh, thank you. 0.5 there, yep, that's fine. That's a bit odd. Oh, that's connected because there's nothing else external, is there? Alright, what's IC1? 2. Series panels. Come on. Go on, give the power supply, would you? There you go. Piss off. Go. Oh my god, seriously. Go away. No. Alright. SI 5V 2A regulator. accidentally left the amp switched on while I went to lunch. Nice. As you do. Alright. So is it the SY9052 regulator? Yeah, give me the data sheet, you bastard. Come on. I hate all these bloody dodgy sites to get data sheets. Why can't things just be easier? There we go. Okay. Pin 3 is in, pin 2 is out. Okay. So where's the pin out then? Show me the pin out. Pin 3 is on the right. Okay. Come here. Okay. I bet Electrotanya is a dude. There we go. All right. F2, which is J2 on this. Do you want the positive side? Okay, there we go. Nada. Alright. Let's pull the board out and check, because I'm not measuring anything that's specifically short, but I don't have a short between the positive and the negative. So it could just be the rail is just not the rail, the regulator. You know, it's fine. Nothing there. I'm gonna do it anyway, so I'll give it a bit of a recap potentially. Okay, that's unplugged, that's fine. Let's unplug that too. Oh, there we go. You bastard. What connector is this? Where's that going off to? Is that going to that? It must be going to that. Please tell me that's going to that. Because I really don't want to have to buddy and solder anything. Oh. Come here. Thank you. There we go. Ow! Very sharp plastic. There we go. Thank you. Surprisingly not JIS drivers this time. How peculiar. How peculiar indeed. Four screws, out we come. Four screws, yeah we go. Oh, screws. Alright. Clippity-clop. Clippity-clop. Well, good thing is, at least I'm not seeing any sort of major issues with the underside of the board. So there's not like been any caps or anything that are leaked, which is nice. That's always a plus. Way too many of them do. Then they end up like quite a cactus, eh? I've got a large enough tip for these. Yep, just the tip is fine. Might pull these regulators. Might pull the regulator and then go have some lunch. I'm starving. I haven't eaten since this morning. Still waiting for these bloody parts to come in. We got a G key for an MS-10, which I got from another tech that I know over in the US, an absolute lifesaver. Managed to get a hold of a keybed and had a spare key. I'm like, oh, thank the dear Lord. Thank you, sir. And another tech here in Sydney, I got a slider for a Juno 106 that the customer wants back relatively quickly. And my cache of parts apparently have gone missing. Okay, so I can see a couple of cracks as well on these solder joints, so I'm going to reflow a bunch of them too. It's going to be very, very hard to see, but in we go. Keep going. Look at that. Like a charm. So if we look on those there, might just be able to see little rings around them. Hard to see, but you can just make them out. So especially on like the rectifiers like these, we just want to make sure there's the less likely it is to come back, the less likely I am to lose money on it. So that means I'll go through and touch up a bunch of solder joints on critical components, just go over it with a loop as well, make sure there's nothing kind of crazy going on there that might cause any issues. And once I got that sorted, should hopefully be all hunky-dory. This tool begs for the sweet release of death, however I shan't grant it just yet. I still need it too much. This thing is like way ancient. I'm just glad that I managed to buy up some of those some of the last of the elements from New Zealand, of all places. Bring that over here. Come on. Come on. Get off. There we go. I have to replace those sill pads. Got a bunch of those on hand at least. So IC1 and IC2. IC2 is also 5 volt. Those separate regulators. Hate that smell. Old 80s flux. Ugh. Crusty and nasty. Reminds me of my childhood for some reason. I guess because I had a uncle or something. And he did this kind of stuff back then. Alright, so the regulator's out. Alright. Just for shits and giggles. Put them back in. Quickly tack these on. Let's give it a test. Make sure I'm unplugged from the wall too. Which is good. Got none of that there. Excellent. Ow, bastard. Just enough heat holding on. Get off. Bloody hell. Go away. Come on. Get off you, I think. God, I hate these wraparound things. Come on. Seriously. Okay, there we go. For the moment. Get in the hole. There we go. Bastard. That's the one. Oh. All these horror show hack-up amps put me behind in guitar setups. Yeah. I've gotten all my setups out of the way. Don't get a huge amount of them in, so they're relatively quick and easy to get through. See, that's why you got to charge by the hour for these kinds of things. Like that Mesa, should have totally charged him for every hour you spent on it. Yeah, customer wants to do that, to hell with them. They can pay the bills. There we go. Just a second now. I need you to be there just for a second, because I've got to tack you off anyway. That'll at least allow me to test it. Cool. Alright, so we're tacked on there, we're tacked on there. Now let's see if we get enough voltage where it needs to go. I've got 99 Luftballons stuck in my head. That's a weird one. Okay. Transformer can hang there, they're going there. That's plugged in, that's plugged in. Let's see what happens now. What the hell is going on? Getting 1 volt slowly rising. There's no regulators there now. Is there a cap that's charging up super slowly that's just shorted, is there? Huh. This is more than a little weird. It's like way weird. Now we're at 1.3. What the hell is going on? Turn it off. Holding voltage at that point. Turns out I got a bad multimeter. Might as well grab another one. Another multimeter. Just to check. Ding. Yes, yes, yes. .6 volts. Okay. What about on the other rail? What am I getting there? It's got its own bloody thing going on. 1.6 volts. They don't share caps. They share outputs. They've got completely different... Okay, well, there's nothing there. That means there's nothing to drain it off. Okay, that'll be why. So what happens if I power this up now? That's all. This is the slowest charging cap I've ever come across. Oh, good on there. Stay. So I'm getting 2.6 volts. Why'd you have a bad bloody diode, huh? Is it a bad bridge rectifier? So the AC voltage of the secondaries, working fine apparently. Tested those, plug it up and the likes. Getting like 2 volts on the bridge rectifier inputs. Thinking maybe bad rectifiers, because I'm getting getting like a very slow residual build-up of voltage on the rectified side of the rectifiers. So I've removed the bloody regulators. They're gone. So if because yeah, regulators there. Nothing's testing short. C10 and C11, which are both like big honkin' chongus bloody caps on there. All right. Let's remove the fuses and see if I've got a bad rectifier. Because if I've got one bad rectifier, then that might be pulling both the rails down because they both share the same tap on the transformer. Where's my fuse holders? Where's my fuse tools? Fuse tools. Got 5 million of the bastards. Where to put them all? Isolate that. Yeah, you bastard, whatever. Just grab my hand. Come on. Alright, let's pull fuse 1. Here's where the fuses now. Everything is a mess. Just like the inside of my head. Seriously, where'd all my bloody fuse tools go? 500 of the bloody things. Okay, let's not hit my head this time. I did that yesterday. It was bloody painful. Still hurts. On the top of my head, I now have a wonderful indentation on it. Almost took my eyeball out. Like, literally almost blinded myself. That would have been bad. That would have been very bad indeed. No, fuck it. Use an IC puller. Not what I want to do, but it'll do. Okay, let's pull T1. Come on. There we go. Okay, so let's isolate that mamma jamma. Let's see what happens. Yummy. Alright, so pulled fuse 1. Okay, let's measure across AC secondaries there. Let's use 1 for that. Alright, cool. Go. Hey, else we'll plug it in. Idiot. You darn fool idiot. 2 volts. Okay. So I've got 2 volt AC. And I should be getting way more than that. Let's swap these around. Everything's unplugged. I don't want to kill myself. Not just yet anyway. Pull fuse 3. Measure across the legs of this jobby again. Points. What the hell is going on? Seriously. That's what you made it for. What's my meter for? That's what I've been checking. There's no shorts there. Right, I measured my my ACs. All right. So on the AC side of the rectifier, I'm getting like 1 point something volts, right? So AC side, 1.3 volts. Nowhere near enough, right? It should be closer to like 7 volts, similar, something like that, right? Now, what are those connected to that I can jump across that way? I just fucking check this because I can't be bothered checking the other thing. Right, so from F1 goes to that. Not to that, okay. So I should be able to measure from the other side. Come here. Stay. Okay. Now, both rectifiers disconnected. Disconnect rectifiers, get the voltage. Right. So one would assume it would be an issue there. So 2.5 amp, which is this one. Everything's powered off, good-o. Connect that. 2 volt. Okay, so that one's definitely bad. And 5 amp, which is this one. Come here, you. Fuck yeah. Boy. Stay. Okay. that. 1.9, right. Couldn't possibly have both of them bad, could I? Because there's no other shared components before them. Stranger things, I suppose, but that makes no sense. So something is dragging him down. Pin 1 and... Do I have a short between pin 1 and 3? I don't think so. There's another one down here, which is... No, because that's just from the same rail there. Alright. So everything on that side is isolated, which leaves only the 1000 picofarad bypasses on diodes in the rectifier, C10, C11, C19, C20, and C12 are the only things that are remaining. Right. Yeah. Well, these have to come out anyway, so I may as well yoink them and see what happens. Come on. C10, C11. There we go, fuck yeah. Old school. Oh, terrible sound. Ugh. Nope. Nope. me too much. Right. Okay, so 19, 10, and 11 being pulled. Let's see what happens now. Nope. Oh my god, seriously, what the hell is dragging that rail down? Alright, let's just go down the old route of pulling everything out. Because there's literally nothing else on that damn fucking rail. Alright, let's pull Big Chungus out. I'll just leave the small one in because I've got a spare one of those on hand. So I can test it that way. Nope, not gonna happen. Right. Alright. So that's come out now. SY99, search there. F1 and C7C9. Okay, now, let's see if I can go even more mad with this bloody thing. Okay, so now I've got 4 volts. But still not the full amount. Don't tell me that it's just because one of these bloody caps is shorted. Because I swear if that's the case, I'm going to absolutely, like, lose my mind. Okay, so pull the other one then. That makes even less sense. Oh my god. Wait a second. Okay. Right. Now, let's see what happens this time. I'm going to scream. Oh my god. Seriously, sometimes you just can't win, right? All of that fiddling around, all of that trying to find out, and I skipped the one thing that I normally would do anyway, right? Which is throw in a little bit of extra solder just to, like, you know, throw in the, the solder joints on boards like this that I know are more than a little funky, all right? Okay, positive goes, wait. Yeah, let's go in there, go on. And it looks as though that may have been the case. So it looks like there was every little thing you could imagine, making it look funky, making it look like something major was wrong or something like that, or like was dragging the rail down. It's just like, no, there was just enough resistance on the solder pads that it caused the voltage to drop. We shall test that hypothesis on a momentum, because it may not be the case. Let's just put these whatsies back in. Okay. Pointing correct direction. That one goes out that way. Let's see. Not even cracked, just little like micro cracks or just enough corrosion on in them. Like I can't even see. On the pin header, and like every time I removed something or did something else like that, or like loaded it down, it'd start like trying to draw current or trying to do all that, even just like a little teeny tiny quiescent amount, but it was enough resistance to drag it down to like weird numbers. That's the worst part. It's not like it was like here's 0 or here's like it fluctuated or jumped up or jumped down in that. No, the numbers were always relatively stable. Let's see if my hypothesis is correctamundo. Because if so, then we might have had the first win of this whole bloody saga. Let's see, huh? Oh. Nope, I'm not here, sorry. I am going to scream. Oh, times like this I wish I were better at what I did, but, you know, such is life. What do we get on the DC? It's going to look absolutely awful wave-wise, but 12 volt. Oh my god. It's always the dumbest things. It's always the simple stuff. It's always that. Ah. Right. Right. Let's see if we get voltage on that one. Yep. I'm gonna lose it. I really am. Not gonna put those caps back in because they're not great. What were they? They were all bloody 10,000, weren't they? Yeah, 10,000 at 16. Should have something like that on hand. If not, then I'll have to grab some more. Sometimes slower is faster. Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes it's just, you know, you just... either the brain doesn't work or it skips over something that, like, should be more apparent or just... yeah. I don't know. Brain not worky, not do the thing that it needs to do, so... It is what it is. Can't exactly charge for all that time because it was just me being an idiot. $4,735. Radials. High voltage. 22 at 50. Too chunky. Too small. Radials. Okay, we'll order in some caps. Oh, God. But now I'm gonna, you know what, I'm gonna throw those caps back in. They haven't tested short, so they're not shorted. Throw them back in, see if the unit boots. And see if it starts working there. If it does, then I can work on kind of changing battery and doing the recap and stuff like that. Try and recoup my losses as best I can. Alright. Unplug. Make safe. Make sure don't kill. Don't kill self. No, not this time. Get in there. Now let's make sure I put them in the right direction, because I messed up on that the other day when I was doing a Roland amp repair, because they marked the boards weird on them. They marked them converse to how we would normally would. Hey, you fucker. Now the fun question is, do I leave these bloody videos up showing me being a dork? That's the important question. I probably will. You know, I'm not infallible. Far from it, in fact. I am a human, like most people. Here we go. There we go. Okay. Why is my everything still going off? Come on. Bloody hell. Come here. No screws. Not bad flux on these joints. Clear it up afterwards. Aren't you done yet? Nah. Took me forever to find a stupid fault. It's like, oh yeah, there we go. Why is it doing something weird? Why is it doing stupid things? Stop. Why? Why must you do the stupid things? Why must you hurt me? Ah. It's not fair. Alrighty. Screw this transformer back in. Clunk. See, when something like this happens, it reminds me of an old ad for an Aussie, candy company called an old Aussie candy called Minties, right? It's times like these you need Minties, and right about now I can totally agree with that. I concur. I could totally go one. I have faith victory will be yours. Yes, but it will be a Pyrrhic victory for certain. Because undoubtedly I'll get this done and go, man, I can't charge that much for this job. Because it was my own stupidity in this one. It was something where it's like, oh yeah, this whole unit is just balked. Cool. But when it's like, no, I'm just an idiot, I've got to kind of eat that one. Alright, that one there, that one there. That can go in there. Alright, so let's measure up some voltages and see if that's going to do it. Yeah, going to do the thing, man. Alright, voltage, check. Ground connection, give me a ground connection, whatever. That'll do. Ground is there. Ausgedooned. Wait, what am I doing? Any more pointy ones? Brain! Come on. Come on, brain, do the thing. There we go. Alright. Voltages. Why are you showing me hertz? I don't care about hertz. Just give me voltage, thank you. Give me the voltages. Alright, first things first, I'm going to just ramp this up slowly, just so I don't end up with anything going too whack-a-ding. Yeah, there be one. Yep. Good stuff. What was it? Connector 3, pin 1. I have 5 volts. Yes! Yes! 5 volts has returned. Great. Now, if I take that and I flip the damn thing over, or if I connect the power connectors, let's check. Let's start getting that up now. That one there, that one there. Because 4, 5, 6 are all the same, aren't they? Yeah, literally all the same. It don't matter. It don't matter. That's not it. Is it? Oh, on orange. Is it on the side? No, it was right. One more time feeling. There we go. Alright. let's power it up slowly and make sure nothing goes kaboom. Yeah, that's about right. 40 watts. That'll do it. 40 watts at operation. Bloody hell. Heavy thing it is. Hefty. Right. Out of the way. Hey, fucker. Okay, so now let's plunk it on. Hey, hey! I have display. It ain't great, but it's there. All right. Warning. Change wave battery. Okay, cool. It's all right. I've got power. Now I can perform all the other bits. Lunch shall be my reward. Yes, yes it shall. Alright. So now I've got power, which is good. Things are now controlling the way they should. Okay, that encode is a bit funky. No surprises there, really. Data entry is doing its thing. It's a little bit funky as well. Cool. Alright. Oh god, I'm going to just destroy my head on that one. Alright, so I've got power. I got power. I'm going to get some caps for this mofo. And I am going to do a battery change and that, reset to factory defaults, do all that kind of stuff and get it ready. Yeah. Customer should be happy. I'll have a chat to him, see what he wants to do about the screen, because it's still, you can still see it. There's no backlight to it. These you can get like aftermarket display kits, so that aftermarket displays like drop in, they're like behind like 5 boards. It's so hard to get to. Drop them in there and you can get like really sick, like classics of like black with the blue backlight type thing. And similar things, so I'll have a chat with him, see what he wants to do about it. Maybe he'll just want to continue it as is. You know, you can still read it, you know, if you don't need the backlight. But I'll have a chat to him and that. But in the meantime, I'm going to go grab some lunch, scream into the infinite void and cry. Because, oh god, I can't believe I did that. Seriously, I should have just always, just for posterity's sake, do the simple things. But I did not. It's okay. But yeah, thank you for coming along as always. I'm going to go disappear into the void now. I don't know. I might do something like this again on the weekend, but maybe a bit more of just a talky type thing with some other info and stuff. So, yeah. Thank you muchly, all that kind of jazz, and I'll catch you again.